there were little rods that people
Use.
do that. It's like a tuning fork, and you ding it, and it gives you a vibrating sensation.
You've changed, Josh. You've changed.
Not me.
It's time for either or.
So wait, do you take it and then you just go like this?
Ding. Yeah.
Fail to find the humor.
$1 million, but when you climax,
Oh god.
Whoa.
I can't believe we're taking it to this level.
you barf in your mouth.
Yeah, I probably would.
I probably
All right,
would.
ladies, be warned. Brett may puke on you.
He's not getting this offer right now. This is a scenario.
No, this is based on things that will never happen, right?
All right,
Or-
let's
okay.
do it right now.
What?
Let's use this scenario.
Go ahead.
Let's do it right
Now.
now. Have a portable system. Battery consumption is definitely
It's not
something
a
you have to
portable
address.
system.
It
It's
is a portable
it's
system.
It's a console hybrid, okay?
It's portable.
A portable system is a PSP. You're meant to take it with you when you need to take a shit. That's about it.
No, that's not about it. People
Where else you gonna
travel
go
with
with
it
it?
on the airplane.
Oh, and how long's a fucking airplane ride? Do they got an outlet
well, I
on
don't
an
know.
airplane?
You're going to Indiana to LA. How long is it, Josh and Alex?
6
4
hours.
hours.
4 to 6 hours.
Exactly.
Oh, wow. Look at that Switch battery lasting almost 6 hours.
Oh,
What
if
do you
it's
know?
charged when you go.
Well, who's going to leave with it half dead?
Well, I don't know. Somebody who
Irresponsible
forgets to
people.
charge it.
Well, then don't fucking forget. I don't like the big, thick ones like that
The
because
reason for this is so I can carry everything with it. Right there, it holds my Joy-Con covers, and it holds my games inside of these slots here.
Where's your charger go?
You don't need a charger; it's portable.
I just got a Charlie horse in my thigh.
Oh shoot! You okay?
You're gonna fart or
Do
something.
you need something?
Hey, where's your Charlie
Just give me
horse?
time. It's on the bottom of this thigh.
Hey, you can do this. Put your foot out. Put your
I
foot
can't.
Out. Do it.
No.
Oh shoot!
Ah! Put it out. Now flex your foot up, like your toes towards the ceiling. It looks like you're trying to take a shit.
What do you need to
Well, I
do?
don't want it to look like
What do you
that.
want to do?
I'm trying to put my foot over there.
Give me your
Help me. My back's to the camera.
No, you're fine. You're fine. You're okay.
You're okay.
ridiculous.
You're okay. You're
Let's do some
I'm doing some friggin' Christmas trivia. Welcome back to the PTOUnlimited podcast. My name is Brett.
I'm Josh.
Alex.
This is episode 163, and y'all are back
We're back again, and we promise we're not leaving for a little while.
till
Just a little bit.
till another time
Another time.
this
Yes.
summer.
Hopefully not. I mean, it doesn't look like doesn't sound like we're doing anything major. Things can arise. Things can
Yeah,
arise.
Yep.
So to start us off, did you ever go to prom, Brett?
Yes.
Senior prom?
Yes.
You did?
Hated it.
Really?
Remember, that's why
Yes.
my favorite, well, not my favorite, I have a lot of favorite quotes, but a quote I love is from American Pie when Kevin suggests that they cash in on their pact at prom, and Oz's line is, "Dude, prom sucks."
Yes.
Like, and senior prom, that happened like what, a month ago? No,
Probably about-
pretty recently too.
It would have been like,
Generally, like
April,
early
May.
Yeah, late April, early May.
Well, a 97-year-old Rhode Island woman went to prom for the first time
why?
last weekend
With who?
Yeah, why and with who?
with her granddaughter.
Hmm.
And the reason why she didn't is because she grew up in the Depression era.
Yeah.
And
Oh, yeah.
could not
that'd be
afford.
Yeah.
You know, I've
To
been
go.
That's
I've
really
been
sweet.
Yeah.
listening to this radio show in town, and prom is like scary legit. Like,
Yeah.
so there's stores in town that you have to, if you go in to buy a dress, they will record what school you go to and hold that dress so that nobody else at your school buys that dress.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah.
That's a thing
That
now.
was
Yeah.
not a thing. If you
Yeah.
showed up in the same dress, you were like, uh-oh.
Yeah, that's
Wow.
legit.
I never had that issue.
I
Like,
had never heard of
and-
that.
Parents are like forking extra money over to do that.
I
like-
wouldn't.
Like it's extortion is what it is. But
It really is.
I mean, I don't know.
When the celebrities walk the red carpet, there's always at least one or two girls that wear the same dress, and then you have two photos by each other, like who wore it best.
Right, exactly. And that's when you get in your face in the prom yearbook photo. But what I wanted to bring up with this is there anything that you want to do that most of everybody else has done? And I brought this up over our chat and everything, and I really had to think about this. And it's like, is there anything out there that you want to do?
I don't know how many people have done it, but I know a lot of people that vacation in, the Caribbean or whatever, Caribbean, however you want to say it. But I've never scuba dived,
Ooh,
Oh,
and I'd
Yeah.
like to.
my brother has.
will not.
I
I
am
won't. I'm
scared
scared
of
of it.
the depressurization of the goggles.
Sure. Well, you don't gotta
I'm-
go, 50 feet down,
No,
Right.
I mean even if you just do snorkeling, which is just like holding your head
right?
under the
No,
water.
I don't want to snorkel. But
That's
I want
silly.
to scuba dive
Yeah.
to where you
Uh-uh.
can see far distances because
So
the
that's
water
giving
is
me
that clear.
Like deep.
anxiety just thinking about that. That's a fear of mine. I don't like deep water.
Don't like deep water.
I like if we go to the beach, I'm gonna go until right where my feet can't touch. That's it.
So would you ever get in one of those titanium cages where the sharks are?
Hell no,
Go in.
no.
Dang.
That
No.
would be a
I
friggin'
consider
adrenaline
myself
rush.
like a little bit of a badass sometimes, but no, no, absolutely not. I do not like even when we're like when I was little growing up. If I was in the deep end of a pool, like I just have like a panic attack.
You
like,
freak out.
if my feet can't touch. Like
Yeah.
it's just I know how to swim.
All you gotta do is keep air in your lungs and you float.
I don't
Sometimes
like
you
the
just wonder if that's that easy.
the ocean makes it different too. Like when I go, I love that's the part of tubing and stuff that like I really hate is when I go tubing, especially at the lake. The lake does not have clear
but
water.
You wear a life jacket.
It's not about drowning. It's mainly about what's underneath that you can't see. So
Right.
it's a fear of the unknown is really what it is.
Okay.
It's
Yeah.
creepy.
Yes, but in like the Caribbean where you would scuba dive, you can see all the way to the
Yes,
bottom.
but you're extremely vulnerable too.
I guess.
Speaking of, did you see that? This subject, which I could post to social media too. Did you see that video I shared on my Facebook about that person was up in there?
Yes. It was that kind of anticlimactic.
It was,
What?
but I'll have to show you after this. So this
Okay.
person was up in their balcony at
They're
some
on the
resort.
28th floor.
Yeah, they were on the 20th floor, and they were just like they saw some woman like swimming,
Swimming, yeah.
like looked like a really good
It was
swimmer too.
relatively calm waters.
And you see this dark figure following her all the way around. Then she finally like relaxes, and then it's like she notices it, and then just starts like,
Did she
Go-
live?
oh yeah, like
Oh
it,
my
it
God,
didn't
that's
but you
scary.
can
it didn't
see
even get that close.
it got like
I
from
mean, it would make you piss yourself.
oh
but
yeah.
Anything coming at me about
But
10 feet or
oh
like
my god, I'm getting
like
chills like thinking about the
20
video. I'm like,
feet.
oh my god, is she gonna get attacked?
oh
But
my
like
gosh.
you can see her just enjoying herself, and it's like all of a sudden this thing is just sitting there
Well,
watching
and
her.
I don't. Who
Yeah.
knows? But it didn't look like she was being preyed upon.
Well, she was definitely being followed.
Maybe. Well, how do you know? It could have been
Okay.
incidental.
And then it just like after she like started like
Anyway.
swimming and splashing away, it ran away.
So Alex, you want to swim with the sharks? Is that something you want to
No,
do? That
I am scared of sharks. I don't. I
In
have
the-
nothing. No,
In the titanium cage.
no.
What would you want to do, Alex? That other people? may have
I mean,
done?
there's one thing in high school that I regret not doing that I think I could have done. Well, actually, not in high school. I don't. I'd like to do it now.
that?
I was a little skinny mini. I probably wouldn't have been able to do anything back then. I really hate the fact that I missed out on when the girls play football for Spirit Week.
Oh,
Oh yeah. yeah.
Powerpuff.
they have adult football.
I know,
stuff.
but like that was something I was like, I don't know. I wanted to go tackle a bitch. Like, I don't don't know.
I
It's
don't
just
think
like-
I think it was two-hand, or it was flag football at my school.
Oh,
well,
I
it
can
was
see
it was
that.
like flag, but you could still like.
Push.
I believe like you push and things like that. But like I was like,
Get a little
I-
carried away, rip some
I
hair
went
out.
to
Oh, my
I went
weave.
to some of the game and I was like, man, that actually looks like fun. That would have been like fun to be out on the field. That's like the one thing I regret during like homecoming and stuff. Like that was something I didn't do all
So-
4 years.
Is that something you can something you can still obtain? Is there
I
anything?
highly doubt it.
Yeah. My
Can't go back to high school and just be like, hey, I'm 30. Can I be in your Powerpuff
my
game?
school never did any of that, so at least
Yeah,
I don't
but
remember.
Your homecoming thing or prom thing, you guys would take a freshman or whatever and go
That's initiation.
put them out in the middle of nowhere and make them walk.
That's initiation. They stopped doing that after
Can't do it anymore.
They-
It's
they don't-
It's hazing.
Yeah, they got rid of it.
Did you
My
have
senior year.
Did you have it happen to you?
No,
No.
no,
Did the twins?
I couldn't tell you.
Any of your siblings?
My brother probably.
Probably.
Yeah,
Oh.
but I
okay.
couldn't tell you. One of my things is get a tattoo.
Oh, I was gonna say, I was like, what else is there?
I mean, I've done a lot of things. in
Well,
life,
we
but
have. Why haven't you?
I just
He
haven't
just
had
hasn't done it.
the push. I mean, I had it in Colorado when Alex got hers.
I think it was mainly
but they
like, oh,
weren't
she got a
available to
tattoo,
do
so
it.
I want one.
and it wasn't that.
Like it was a hype.
It was. I thought I was ready for it, but I just didn't do it. Just didn't do it, and I'm
My
just
goal is to get another one by the end of the summer.
yeah, and it's
Right
it's
here.
Yeah.
yeah. But I mean, I'm sure there's other things that we could have spoken on of other things. Do you have anything else you probably would have done?
I still want to skydive.
I want to leave the country.
Well, okay, that's up there, obviously, but like, I think that's normal for most people to want to leave the country. Just like go check out Italy. Like, I really want to go to Italy.
Up until last week, I would have said I want to own a fast car.
Let's talk about that.
Oh, that's another one.
That's a good segue.
Yeah, that's another one. I really want to own a nice, really nice car.
So I bought a car on last Thursday.
You teased it on the podcast.
I did. So I can't remember what day I actually saw it because we recorded on Saturday.
mm-hmm.
So I must have saw it like Thursday or Friday. And this guy that I know, he's actually my old boss at my first store. So I knew him pretty well and I'd say he's my old friend. We are friends. He lives in another town, so it's more like acquaintances, but we've kind of kept casually in touch just over the years. And he's the one who actually got me into Halo I played Halo the first time because of him.
Really?
So
Wow.
but he had a Ford Mustang, and I knew he had it, and I had watched. He put some videos on or some pictures on Facebook, just what he's done to it over the years, and he was selling it, and I'm like, holy crap! And so I just texted him about it and got to talking and kind of figured out if I could do it financially, and went down last Tuesday, so a week ago tomorrow, and drove it. And I was nervous because it's a 5-speed.
Mhm.
Okay.
And I haven't driven a 5-speed in 16 years, like since I was 17 years old. My second car was a 5-speed. It was a little Cavalier, little slow thing.
Now you mean manual transmission for the uninitiated?
Correct, yes. Driving a stick.
Yes.
Mhm.
So we went out, and he actually drove it first just to kind of show me what it could do, and then we switched places, and I drove it, and I picked it up like I had been driving one for years.
Aw.
So
Interesting.
got back to where we started from, and kind of negotiated, left everything out on the table, and came to an agreement, and I went back on Thursday and drove it home.
Wow. Okay.
But it's awesome.
That's good. And it's good that you got something that can make at least your summer happy.
Yeah,
you had a real
it's,
shit winter.
It's been rough
So
times.
are you keeping your other car?
Yes. So
you're gonna have two
honestly, the reason why I got it now
Mm-hmm.
is because I just paid off my the car I had before it, or still do, but
Yeah.
my current car. I paid it off, and I thought, I don't know if I'll ever have another time where I mean, you can always find a good deal on a car, but I knew the owner. I know it's been well taken care of, it was a fun car for him. So
Mhm.
it's got extremely low miles for being a 2010.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And so I thought this is like the best opportunity I will have, eventually. I mean, my current car is not going to last forever,
Mhm.
but I may just extend its life now by
Right.
only
Well, there
driving
you
it
go.
half the time or whatever.
Now, there's something I was
So-
going to ask about your other car. Oh, yeah. Okay. So for this one, I got to ask, don't tell me a number, but is the insurance pretty difficult to...
No.
Fathom.
And the reason
That's good.
why is because I am old and I'm not considered
A dangerous,
a dangerous
a danger
risk,
to society.
a high risk.
Okay, now as insurance companies, they have to generalize like that, and it's unfortunate. that
Well,
they
I
do.
mean, it's their statistics they go off.
You're not
Right.
a kid, you're not an 18-year-old kid who's going to
How long have you had your license?
drive like a bat out of hell, not to mention my history.
right.
I've never made an insurance claim, and they all in the
Ooh.
16. I've said that
Don't
plenty
knock
of
on our
times
wood,
before.
Alex.
Been
Don't knock on our
said
table.
it many times, so I'm not worried.
Are you fully
I don't
covered
want.
on both vehicles?
Now I dropped the
Okay.
diffusion down.
I can't believe you said that.
I've said it 100 million times.
Okay.
I believe in the jinx. Okay.
You do that.
Well, she works in a field where she has to.
I have to believe. You're proven to believe in jinx.
So
yeah.
it's a lot of fun to drive. Today I was coming home from work and I pull up to a red light, and next to me was like a Jeep Grand Cherokee, I believe, not a fast car or fast
Right.
vehicle or anything, but it had some. I believe it had some aftermarket exhaust because it sounded really deep, and you just don't hear that on SUVs very often.
Hmm.
So it starts to take off, and it starts to go like it's probably not intentionally, but wants to go faster than me. So I'm like, well, screw this. And so I get it into the right gear, and I just go right
Oh.
past him. I'm like, that was awesome.
Be careful with those.
So it's fine.
that's what the popo's after.
Well, he included with it a radar detector.
oh.
Oh, there we go.
Those aren't always gonna. They can catch it by the time it detects.
Well, maybe we'll see. But so far, it's.
Well, you know why I pulled
it's
you over?
good.
Yeah, I was testing the car.
drive test.
I know I
driving.
don't get crazy in it because it gets terrible gas mileage.
Well,
Oh,
And the
what-
harder you
what is
are
it?
on it-
Did you announce what it is?
The car?
Yes.
I guess I didn't.
oh, I don't
It's
know.
a 2010 Ford Mustang GT,
Nice.
and it's listed at 16 city, 24 highway.
Oh my God, that's horrible.
It is horrible, but at the same time,
Wait, what kind of tank comes with it?
a gas tank.
Well, my God, how many gallon tank?
It's about a 12 to 13
Okay,
gallon.
so it's just a regular size.
So my Fusion though, it's a 4-cylinder, and at best it gets 28.
Oh
So-
wow.
I'm gonna say
Which is not good for a 4-cylinder, honestly. So
Hmm.
I've always been kind of cursed with just mediocre gas mileage in my vehicles.
Oh,
that's all we go for.
cry
is
about it.
our gas mileage. I mean, our Cobalt's a POS, but it still gets about 38 on highway and
yeah.
32 in city.
I should be. The Fusion is a little bit heavier for being a 4-cylinder engine. The car is a little bit heavier, and it should be getting, at least on highway, over 30, but it doesn't.
Hmm.
And
Okay.
it never has.
So can we move on, go talk about our weekend?
Yes.
And our trip. I mean, our trip was pretty good.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, we have like no stories.
Not really. Not really. We took an extra day to get our rental. It was
That was really the only
really
story, but then it's like
unnerving.
that's just some normal-ish stuff that could happen.
Right. Road trip was fine. We just saw a lot of people with flat tires.
There was a lot of people with
Yeah.
flat tires.
Saw our nieces and nephews and had a good time with them. Saw my extended family. Yeah, just it was a great
It was
time.
just a good like family
really,
get together.
really good get together. And drive back was fine. We trailed some storms and
Did your dad watch John Wick?
no,
No, there was not.
Was he against it?
no, we just didn't.
No,
have,
we just didn't have time to
we
watch
just didn't
it.
have time to watch it.
I mean, the 5-year-old niece, she's up until like 2 o'clock in the morning. Like she just
Sometimes, yeah.
she sleeps like 4 hours a day.
Wow.
I have no idea how she doesn't sleep. It's like all of a sudden by the time like we were up a couple times till 12 or 1, And she's still like running around. I want ice cream. I'm like, jeez.
We're like, no, you
Go
can't
to
do
sleep.
that.
And she's been running around all day, and she still hasn't burned off energy.
Yeah, then
She's gonna be
we
a hellion as a teenager.
the storms around there. I mean, just the flooding in South Dakota and Iowa and Minnesota is insane, man. It's just crazy.
Like
They've
every,
closed Missouri.
Yeah, pretty much. Missouri's out of business. Sorry, can't do anything.
Arkansas is pretty bad. Just the flooding from Mother Nature is just we saw it across the Midwest.
Josh's parents were saying there's people in their town that have lived there over 50 years, and like we've never seen this flooding ever.
Right. It's just
And now, I mean, Josh's parents' basement was flooded. Like they had to rip up carpet and everything. And they're on a flat. They live in a flat town. Like it's not like they're like downhill or. And then their old town that they used to live in Missouri is like underwater.
Yeah.
pretty much,
Like the base of it is underwater.
it's pretty bad. It's very bad. So many people's homes are just ruined by this flood.
And then price of crops going up, price of food going up.
then
Like when we were driving through Iowa, there wasn't really a lot. When we were driving back, we went from South Dakota back through Minnesota, and then like halfway, and then went down back into Iowa. Minnesota was like left and right, crops damaged. I'd be like, Josh, is that supposed to be there?
a lot of puddles.
A lot of big puddles. What do you call them? They really look like lakes. Somebody put a buoy in the middle of their crops because it looked like a lake.
It was very deep.
I have some pictures of it, just ridiculous amount of flooding.
Yep. And then over this weekend we saw John Wick 3, and I kind of want
last night.
That was over the weekend. We can talk about
Last
that real
night
quick.
was Sunday.
I want to
That's
get
the
to
weekend.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then we'll talk about what
Okay.
else we want to talk about, because I really want to get to John Wick 3 right away while it's fresh in our minds. I did not like it.
Wow. You're the only person. Well, I haven't talked to too many that have seen it, but you're the only person who said that they didn't like it.
Josh wants more story.
I have to say, this is a pretty throwaway sequel for me. There is, I have some likes and dislikes that I've jotted down. I mean, the action was great. The references to the Matrix are always fun. The action of the dogs was great. Spoiler-free review here too, by the way, impression. The only real boundary I saw pushed was longer choreography. And
Very much so, yeah.
but you can always fake that with camera cuts. So
I was watching for the camera cuts.
I believe in the first sequence, the knives were digital knives.
Oh, well, I'm pretty sure they're digital knives.
all those clay, were they clay? They were thick.
You know that they were throwing something.
Well, yes,
but
in the
yeah.
movie, it's supposed to be really thick knives, and man, the tossing of them is just crazy. Some of the stuff that I didn't like, I mean, it was just another continuation, had no story arc, no surprises, nothing changed. The surprise shock twist at the ending that everyone talks about didn't really push anything for me. As the fight scenes were so long and choreographed, I was starting to get bored.
Wow.
Desensitized, I should say.
I think you were having a bad day.
No, just desensitized to it.
Okay.
What about you?
I loved it. I was like, me and a couple other people in the theater, it wasn't sold out or anything. We went to a late show, and I mean, there were times where you just like grabbed your mouth like, oh my God.
Yep.
Oh, that's no doubt.
Like, just that, it's like they sat down at a table like, all right, Keanu, what do you want to do?
That's the thing. That, obviously, there's going to be a fourth. They're going to have to start to figure out how to do new things. And I thought they did in 3, but
yeah, nothing new.
Eventually, no, 3, there was new stuff.
There's
3.
new stuff in like every scene in 3.
Yeah. So
every scene.
The horse, the dogs,
I mean,
the book, the knives, the
horse
axe.
can be replaced with a motorcycle. Seen that scene many
The
times with Tom
motorcycles.
Cruise.
It was also, I don't know. Either way, I thought it was a
It's
great
hard to
movie.
it's hard to do original things, I know, but
I really liked how they brought more of the background into it.
Yes,
With the
about
coins.
the Continental.
Yeah, with the Continental and stuff. I like that.
mhm.
I mean, I feel like at first when you first watch the first movie and then the second movie, you get a little bit more information, and then you're like, I really want more story. Well, now I don't think I really want more story. I think what they're doing is just you kind of get the picture. It's a secret underground assassination community.
When I watched the extras in the Blu-rays, they use the word underworld.
Underworld. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
The underworld, criminal society or
Well, I like how they
culture.
you go back and they show you some history and they show you this is the manager and how they show you the rankings and what you can
pretty
do.
much they do show the ranking there, especially with what's her name, the adjudicator.
Yes.
Adjudicator.
Yeah, that was really weird.
The antagonist, who's the representative of the High Table. She was she had a threatening sense about her, but I didn't feel it. I didn't feel a threat from her.
She was just there to execute orders.
Pretty much, yeah. And when she was
Dole out
sitting there
punishments.
in the hotel.
Can I talk about my favorite scene real quick without spoiling it? I want to see if you agree, Brett. I'm just gonna say the line. Well, all right. Winston? We need more firepower.
Need more firepower.
That's what he says. Need more firepower.
Brett, you look like you're disowning
oh
me.
Oh my god, that was like the best scene. I know it was like for a funny moment, but that was awesome. He's like 12 gauge.
Yeah, that was pretty funny with the shotguns. I mean the Continental, or not the Continental, the high table, like their assassins, they just felt like mercenaries armed. They didn't they didn't have a move like Keanu Reeves. They need people like that. You got that with his I guess his protege. Other way.
The other or his enemy, the guy that's hunting him down.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like you could feel like that was a great fight.
That was a great fight.
But I didn't. They had like such respect for each other in their characters.
Well, I think everybody he fights that comes up that's an actual character, not just a side. Hey, I'm gonna kill you. I think they have that respect, but I mean, even the doctor that's trying to sew him up at the beginning, like he still has respect for him, but they all have respect of the rules.
They had like with Common in 2.
Yeah. That was and see, he didn't die in 2, right?
Common?
Yeah.
Yeah, he got stabbed in the chest.
Sorry, spoiler alert. I haven't seen 2 in.
He left him on I think it was on the subway.
Yeah. Oh, yes, that's right. Yes, you're right. We didn't get a chance to watch 2 before seeing. We saw 2 before.
Oh, yeah, we've seen it.
We've seen 2
we
before.
wouldn't have seen 3 without seeing 2.
Right. It's just we hadn't seen it since.
I
theaters,
absolutely love the horses though, and the dogs.
The horse kick scenes were insane.
I was just
whap, whap. First time you see it, it's insane. Then it's like, okay.
I thought that was great.
And then it's just I got desensitized to it pretty quickly. I think it's just there's no plot that really built like
I disagree.
It wasn't as elevated as most movies. It just kind of was fluttering.
I did feel very worn out after watching it though.
See, yeah.
Like it's a lot to take in. Like you definitely are going to miss something. Oh, which I did have to pee.
She got up and
I did get up.
You didn't miss anything.
I didn't miss anything. I got up at a really good time. It was like as they were prepping for the big battle, like you could tell, and I'm like, I'm gonna go now.
Did you have a soda while you were there?
No,
we had water.
Just water.
Anyways, we
got some comments.
We got some comments. Josh, you're getting heat.
Am I?
Yes.
What's going on?
Professor Pop Tart on YouTube says
Professor
you're a throwaway sequel.
I'm sorry.
And you get him, Brett.
Hey, there is a shining beacon in this movie, and that's Jerome Flynn, and I love him.
Who?
Braun.
Oh, Braun?
Yes. Jerome Flynn, the master of coin.
That guy.
Yeah.
Yes. So he was on Game of Thrones.
His member bit off.
Well, he didn't die.
He didn't die.
Don't think you would unless you were going to bleed out.
Oh,
yeah, right. Well, but I love him as an actor.
He's
Everything
great.
I've seen him in that's extra from Game of Thrones, just he's great. I love him. He's awesome, and he was great in this. And he plays the same character.
He plays the same character.
He's Alex. He's master of coin.
I know he is.
And he has a castle.
I know. It's really funny.
It's a Game of Thrones. I'm wondering if they did that
on purpose?
just for show's sake. All right, let's move on from John Wick. We got some other stuff we got to talk about. Alex, you were really wanting to talk about other things from the weekend, right?
I did.
Well, hold on. Before you go,
That's okay.
Do you have any? Are you going to see 4? I know you will. Will you see 4?
Me?
Yes,
Yeah.
he'll see 4.
I mean, yeah, I'll see 4. I'm going to give John Wick 3 a second chance when it comes out.
Oh, okay.
I'm not giving this, like, my number, what I'm going to give is, I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10 personally. It was a 6 until I started typing things out. I was like, okay, no, I like this about it, and I
I
like
give
this
it like
about
a
it.
9.5.
It's not
Agreed.
movie of the year for me yet. I mean, I have
Yeah.
to see what
It's
other movies.
still June.
Yeah, yeah.
June.
Yes, June.
June.
It's June. Well,
Sorry.
it was May.
It was May, so
Hey,
I stopped myself.
You know what I thought of at work the other day?
What's that?
Bubba bullshit.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
That
was on your,
bullshit.
Halo.
My Twitch
Your
channel.
Twitch
yeah.
channel, Halo.
No, it wasn't. It was on this show.
No, it wasn't.
No, it wasn't. It was on Halo. I have the clip.
Oh, okay. Maybe we just talked about it on this show.
We
Yes.
did. We did. What else? What do you guys want to move into next?
Whatever.
Whatever.
We had a lot of really nasty weather.
We did. It's been flooding around here.
Okay, well, I wasn't going to talk about the flooding. I was going to talk about all the hail
The tornadoes.
and the tornadoes.
All the hail was 5 minutes on Saturday.
Not for us.
Not for us. Ours was at least 20
Here.
minutes.
Wait, here?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
was-
like it was significant. It was on my whole entire, like I was Twitch streaming, and what is really funny, like I really want to make a clip of this too. What's really funny about that stream is that I go, oh, I just got a severe thunderstorm warning, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, let's pull up the map real quick and see. Oh, there's just a tiny little blimp of red heading to Fort Wayne. It's okay. And then like 10 minutes later, it's like, flash, flash, flash of lightning, and just so much thunder. It was like,
Was a lot of lightning.
and then all of a sudden, like, because my gaming channel is right next to the window, and I was like, is that rain? And Josh's like, no, I think that's hail. And I like, oh, because I have these suckers on, and this is sound, like, canceling. And it sounded like rain was raining on my headphones. Like, it was that loud. I was
It
like,
was
what the
very
hell
loud.
is that? And I was like, holy shit. I'm like, we had, like, this size hail.
Quarter size.
Yep.
Size hail coming down for 20 minutes. It looked like snow outside. And then, Brett, when we were done with the podcast, I'm going to show you our back patio. You can see, like, in the cement, it's speckled now from all the hail hitting it and, like, chipping off cement.
Yep. Oh, Alex, I put your Twitch channel on there, by the way.
Oh, yeah. So, hey, if you want to follow me on Twitch, it's twitch.tv/cute_kitty. There you go. But anyways, so, yeah, and that was 20 minutes.
Yeah.
20 minutes.
20 minutes of hail. Like,
Yeah.
I remember it
You
coming and
act
going.
like it's
coming and
never
going.
hailed here before.
No,
not
okay,
like
if
this.
It hails for, like,
It's never hailed like that here before.
Not like this.
It's
Never
like,
ever.
No.
it's like 5 minutes of, and then I would know this because I love the storms. It's like 5 minutes and then it goes away. This was like, it's still going.
No, it would leave and come back, leave and come back, leave and come back, and like it was circling it. Like it was crazy. It was like
And
I
then it
have
was
never
coming back
experienced
harder.
hail like this, and I've lived in Minnesota, and South Dakota.
I mean, we've seen almost like baseball size hail, but that was like when we were right next to the tornado in South Dakota. But that's South Dakota. That's not here.
Yeah,
That's
right.
not normal for Fort Wayne.
No, it's not.
Okay. Anyways.
Yeah, there was a record-breaking tornadoes, by the way. Did
Yeah.
you know that?
No.
It was 262 reported inside of 11 days, or inside
Ooh.
of 13 days.
I've seen a lot of, because I follow storm chasers and stuff on Facebook,
Mhm.
so I watch all the tornadoes and stuff. You'll see me like post those. There's some really nice ones.
Did you see that police had the
Tornadoes are not nice.
If they're not damaging and they're just out in the middle of nowhere,
tornadoes are not nice, Alex.
they don't show you
What
the
if they're damaging crops?
Would
Crop
you rather it damage crops than people?
I don't want it damaging anything.
They're
What?
still beautiful to look at.
Mother Nature is beautiful. Police had to tweet out, and I think, oh God, where was this? Anyway, they had to tweet out that don't shoot at tornadoes.
What?
Yeah, down in Lawrence, Kansas.
Okay.
Yep,
Don't shoot at tornadoes.
because people were saying that screw that, I'm gonna go ahead and shoot at the tornadoes
My
and sit
God,
on the back of my
people.
porch. Yeah, there was. Did you see the photos of people playing like Little League with a tornado in the background?
No, the funniest one was the video, the short clip of somebody trying to do their crops before the tornado hits it. And
Trying to harvest it.
They've
That's
got a
Brett.
big ass crop, or they've got a big ass tornado in the background, and it's just, we don't stop for no
They
naders, is
wouldn't
what it
be.
said.
They wouldn't be harvesting. They'd be planting.
Or planting. Or, oh no, that's what it was, because people are commenting in the comments. The comments are always the funny things to read. And someone was like, gotta get them seeds in the ground.
Well, it's kind of a serious issue, at least in this area, is farmers cannot get their crops done because of the rain.
no.
Yeah,
They can't get planted.
No.
And the saying is knee high by 4th of July.
Not
Well,
gonna happen.
Not going to happen. And if they don't and they're late getting planted, then they risk getting frost if they don't get it harvested in time.
Right, frost
Mhm.
damage.
So it's not good for farmers right now.
Nope.
Right, and well, for the most part, yeah. I mean, it's just it's good. It's
No,
Midwest is crazy.
I did hear that one of our biggest exports to China is grain. So yeah,
Interesting.
as a country.
Oh, I didn't know that. Food for thought. Literally.
Let's talk about some cheese.
Let's talk
Okay.
about cheese.
Yes.
More,
So
more food.
I came across an article the other day about the world's most dangerous cheese.
What
Cheese
makes
is
it
dangerous?
dangerous?
Oh my God, you guys are in for a treat.
Is it just moldy cheese?
It's disgusting.
Oh God.
So it's created in Sardinia, Italy, which is an island off the coast of Rome. And it is called the world's most dangerous cheese. It was named that in 2009 for human health. Like, it can burn your senses and stuff.
Cheese?
Yeah, it's called the cheese that moves on its own.
That's gross.
Now, can you guess why?
Has bacteria.
Yeah, it has bacteria, like that much bacteria that and fungus that it's moving it.
Well, the name of it is called Kasumarzu, which means rotten cheese, and it is voluntarily infested with fly larvae and maggots.
Wait, so why did they make this, or why is it a thing?
I'm not done. I'm going to tell you
Okay.
the process.
No.
So they make regular goat cheese,
Yep.
and they let it sit out, and you have to let it sit out for these flies to infest it.
Yep.
Lay their larvae. The larvae then feast on the cheese for 40 days and shit it out
Oh my God.
and
Okay.
excrete it, forming a cream.
Why? Why
And
is
we're
That
supposed to
cream
eat
is the
that?
cheese.
Why is that a thing?
It's a delicacy in Italy.
It is not a delicacy.
It is.
Kind of like blowfish. Like you're not supposed to eat blowfish.
Puffer
Or
fish.
is it
Puffer,
puffer
yeah.
fish?
It's
It's
the
the
nickname.
same thing. They blow up.
So this cream is considered a delicacy because it's a stinky, smelly cheese excretion.
Kind of like Limburger.
Yeah.
Limburger cheese stinks.
And the stinkier the cheese, the better it is according to
Not in
cheese
my
experts.
fridge.
Not in my fridge. And in 2005, it was actually considered illegal to sell.
Oh my God.
You can still make it though.
No. Ew.
So how much money
Disgusting.
would it take for you
Nothing.
to eat it?
Nope.
I
Mm-mm.
wouldn't.
No.
Ever.
That is like $1 million, but that's a no.
No
I
way.
think so.
Nope. That's a no
Just
way.
a
Well,
bite.
I don't think the three of us, our digestive systems could
Handle it?
Yeah,
No.
So
It's funny you say that because
I would go on the tongue and then come right back out.
Yeah,
gag reflex.
it's
Oh,
actually
yeah.
been said that this can cause people to have a not necessarily a gag reflex, but your stomach acid can't handle the acidity of the cheese due
Oh,
to
it's
it.
that acidic?
Mhm. It can
Ugh.
burn your senses smelling it.
Nope. Not going anywhere near that. What's it called again?
Kasumarzu, which means rotten cheese in Italy.
Okay. If we go to Italy, I
Can
don't want
you even-
Kasumarzu.
Can you even get it in the States?
I doubt it.
I doubt
I
it.
too.
I mean, it has been known to be exported, but you can't sell it. It's illegal.
Ew.
It's against human consumption.
Ew.
Just food for thought, literally.
No. Ew. Okay, what are we moving on to?
Yeah, let's talk about Mount Everest.
So this is the season of people all around the world go to Nepal and climb Mount Everest. Now, the Nepalese government hands out climbing permits, and it's expensive. Like the whole thing. I mean, think about traveling from anywhere in the world to Mount Everest, getting your climbing permit, getting the gear. You're there for weeks because you wait for a good weather window. But they've been, there's been pictures released to the media of just these huge
The
lines
lines?
of
Yeah.
people on Mount
Mhm.
Everest, and people are starting to
That's
die.
what
They're
I've been
dying.
seeing. That's what
yeah,
I've been
that's what we've
seeing
been
up
looking
there.
at.
So
Because they said, the peak of Mount Everest where you take your picture and whatnot, it's like, it's not very big.
no, they're literally in a straight line. Now the last part of Mount Everest before you, I think anyway, before you actually make the last stretch, then it's called
Mhm.
the Hillary Step,
Yes.
and it's literally you cannot go more than one person at a time up this section that's pretty narrow. So people are standing there waiting, using their oxygen for people to get through the Hillary Step, to go back up, and then come back down. So
At their own pace.
at their own pace. Now, the thing about it is that none of this is regulated from or by the Nepalese government, meaning they're just if you got the money, you can just have a climbing permit. It's up to you to kind of figure out.
Mm-hmm.
And what's very interesting about this is in the movie Everest, which I had you guys watch.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Rob Hall, who ended up dying that year, he tried to organize the different groups of climbers and say, hey, we need to find a system here because people are up there waiting, running through their oxygen. It's going to get dangerous. And the way they portrayed it in the movie is they're like, screw this, we'll climb it whenever we want. I don't need your permission. And
because they can.
Exactly. And so I'm just thinking, I mean, I'm sure the Nepalese government considers this a huge source of revenue, is these climbing permits.
Yeah,
it
definitely.
is.
But and the thing is, the deaths of these climbers is not deterring, or at least it doesn't seem like it's deterring the next set of climbers to go
if you're
next
going to
year.
go and climb Mount Everest, obviously I would hope you were climbing other mountains first.
There's no way you're a rookie climber if you're climbing
No.
Mount Everest.
So you know the dangers of climbing.
Experienced climbers.
So,
Unless you're
but
putting down Pretty Penny.
what I'm trying to say
Do
is
it.
you know the dangers of climbing
yeah.
by then. So I think you said like what you just said about you're probably going to die up there. Some people would probably say like, well, that's a death wish.
The risk is the chance of dying. It makes it that much more grand if
Yes.
you do make it.
Would you ever?
Not in no way. No way.
What's your main fear of it? Just the oxygen
what?
level or the height?
Well, the amount of commitment it would. First of all, you don't go, like I said, you don't go climb Mount Everest as your first mountain.
No, and you have to be fit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Very fit and
the
very
reason why, also, I
healthy.
didn't say this before, the reason why it takes weeks to do it is because you have to acclimatize.
You
Yes.
You
do.
can't just go to
You
that.
can just go there.
To that. Even base camp is however many feet it is. You have to remain there for days and days and days until your body gets used to being at that elevation.
Which Josh and I can attest for because
Elevation.
Elevation.
What did you say?
Evolution.
Evolution. Josh and I just going from Fort Wayne to Colorado. We went to Denver.
Oh,
Just going to Denver
That was
was
rough.
already like 6,000 feet higher than Fort Wayne. Just being like landing at the airport, you could already feel how thin the air is.
Yeah.
And then we went on top of what was the mountain that we went to?
Pikes Peak.
Pikes Peak, which is the tallest, I think the tallest mountain in. Is it Colorado?
I'm not sure.
Or is it like, all right, it's just it's a really tall mountain. It's like 15,000 feet. And going up there, you're on it takes an hour, just over an hour on a very slow train ride. And they tell you get a big ass bottle of water, drink a lot of water because your body's just constantly burning energy because the air is just so thin.
Yep.
You get up there after sitting for an hour and you can't walk. And that's just 15,000 feet of us working out constantly.
So Pikes Peak is the highest summit of the southern front range of the Rocky Mountains, and
Okay.
it's at 14,000 feet.
14,000 what?
115.
Okay, so not
And
15, 14,000.
Everest is 29,000 and some change.
Double.
So double that. Fuck that. No, I'm not doing it.
there's a line at the beginning of that movie Everest where Rob Hall actually says your bodies were not made
Meant to do it.
function at that high of altitude. So you are literally dying as you go up this mountain.
Mm-hmm.
And
There's
that's
no
just-
life.
that movie, the first time I saw it, I had no idea. And this is based on a true story, and I've talked about this on the show before. I had no idea this happened in 1996, and the movie just fascinated me, and I would recommend it to anybody who's listening.
It's
The
a good movie.
Everest from, I want to say 2016. Might be 2015.
Might be 15.
Jason Clarke's just an actor. It's hard for me to look at.
Okay.
No, I
Just-
don't. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the actor, but I like the movie.
I know, like he played John Connor in the
Yes.
Genesis.
Yeah.
Which did you see the trailer? You talked about
We
the
talked
trailer,
about it, yeah.
Alex. You saw the trailer.
Yes, but we're not talking
Now,
about
one
that
thing
right
I was.
No, it's fine.
Yeah, we'll get back to that.
now. I'm gonna say we're veering off. Can't.
But I don't know to what extent the Nepalese government takes responsibility for these deaths. I would have to assume maybe not for the deaths, but for the sheer volume of climbing permits. Like, I wonder if they're handing out, once it gets past X amount, I'm like, yeah, 10% of of the permits given out, 10% of these people are probably not coming back.
You know what they need to do? At least issue the warning saying, "Hey, this is at." I
Oh,
mean, they know
I-
it's at their
I
own risk
think that-
entirely.
well, I
Then the
think when you
government
get
can't
your-
do anything.
Yeah, I mean,
Unless they wanna shut it down
I think it's
themselves.
given when you might die as they hand you your
Right.
climbing permit. you
Right.
know?
It's like selling a pack of cigarettes. You might as well do
Yeah, that's pretty much what it is. You know, you might die if you do this. Oh, okay.
whatever.
I mean, the view up there has got to be worth dying for.
Breathtaking.
Like
Yeah,
that's how
I mean,
I see it.
once in nothing else in life would equal that, I would imagine.
No.
You're at the
I gotta
highest-
say space.
You're at the highest point on the planet.
yes. True.
I mean,
that.
I just at 14,000 feet. I mean, that doesn't sound like anything, but even that was breathtaking. Like I
Yeah.
can't imagine a tiny little square footage up there that you get up to the top and you're just like, I could see just like, you know what? I'm just gonna fall.
And should you make it, I mean, think of the percentage of people on the planet versus that have done it and made it,
Mhm.
and you're part of that group. That would have to mean something.
I mean, I
Extraordinary.
mean, you know, I don't want to brag or anything, but I climbed Mount Everest.
You guys do
Like,
realize
that's bragging rights.
flying is 31 to 38,000.
What's Everest?
24.
29.
29. Sorry.
So you're pretty much flying as high
You're
as
above it by
the-
10,000 feet.
Oh,
Yeah.
wait. Go back.
Flying is 31 to 38,000 feet. That's how high you are.
Yeah.
Mount Everest is 29,000.
Yeah, so you're about there.
Flying, you're okay. Whatever.
That's
I'm
what
not
I
gonna
said.
argue.
Said you're about there by 10,000 feet, by another 10,000 foot mountain.
Yeah, right.
Anyway, that's all for Everest.
Yeah.
That's fine. Let's talk about some movie news. Because I see that we got a few things in here. We can talk about Rambo.
So, Last Blood, the next Rambo movie, came out. Now, the previous Rambo movie came out in 07 or 08.
Mm-hmm.
So this is going to be
I'll fact check that for you, Brett.
Okay, let's find out. Here.
Let's see how well you know. Have you seen them all?
I've seen 1. I started watching 2, but I didn't go back to it. I have not seen 3, and I have seen 4.
I've never seen a Rambo movie.
Never seen a Rambo movie.
I remember when I watched the first Rambo, I talked about it on
We're
the
gonna
show.
get yelled at.
I don't care.
2008.
Called it.
You said 07, 08. That's right there.
So, what I've heard, this was locally, one of the radio stations got a little feedback. Are you happy about this, or do you think Stallone needs to just let it go? And a lot of people were like mad, or not mad, but just like, he is so old. He just he belongs in a museum.
I say if you want to do it, then do it.
That's what I'm saying. Now, the comments I read when I watched the trailer on YouTube, like, everybody was like, good for him. You know, he's Sylvester Stallone, you know, and
Yeah.
I agree. I think I really like Sylvester Stallone. And once I realized that he does a lot of directing and writing, I liked him even more.
Mhm.
I'm gonna be the other side.
You don't like him.
I don't like it, Sylvester Stallone. I've tried watching his movies. I've tried watching movies other than his famous ones. I've tried watching Get Carter. That one was okay. He's a voice in Ants.
Yeah.
I mean, he
Well,
has a
and-
distinct voice about him, and especially he's very mushmouth.
But you don't. Well, you refuse to watch the Rockies. And,
I'm not a boxing fan.
So how do you feel about,
Creed,
Schwarzenegger?
Schwarzenegger.
Oh.
What about him?
He's going to be in the new Terminator.
I'm sick of him being in. Let
Why-
Terminator
why,
be
why
someone
are
else.
you hating so much? Usually that's my job.
yeah. Well,
Is it okay?
I
Can
just
I
don't know-
dislike something,
I just
Brett?
don't know why.
Is this okay? Why? Because he needs to just hang up the boots, let someone
Why?
else take over. Hugh Jackman did it for Wolverine. Why can't someone else hang up their boots?
Because that's his choice.
Iron Man's done.
Hugh Jackman was just a performer.
You're not proving anything by saying that.
I think I did.
Hugh Jackman is Wolverine.
Yeah.
Who do you think of Terminator? Arnold
He-
Schwarzenegger.
Wolverine didn't write and direct and star in all his movies.
I'm saying I don't like him as an actor. Sylvester Stallone. I'm not reprising anything else he's done. I don't know what's something that he's done that you would critically acclaim him for.
Who?
That he's written. Sylvester.
Rocky got I think it got nominated for an Oscar.
Did he?
I think so.
Yeah. I'm gonna look up his IMDb here. Oh wow, he has 3 kids. Are you excited for this movie though?
I wouldn't say I'm excited because I don't know the Rambo movies nearly as well as the Rockies, but I wouldn't mind going to see it.
He directed Rocky 2, 3, 4, Rocky
I think
Balboa.
he wrote Rocky, the original.
I'm just looking at director right now. He directed The Expendables and Rambo.
Mm-hmm.
Those are his notable ones. Writing, he's done quite a bit actually.
Well, I like the Expendables.
Yeah, The Expendables are pretty good. I enjoyed them for what they were. They were very popcorn movies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
as
but
most people would call them.
That's the point of them, though.
Yeah.
Like it's just like let's get a bunch of action stars together, put them in a movie.
He wrote all 3 of those.
Yeah.
He did
Yeah.
Creed 1 and 2.
Mm.
This is writing, by the way. He did Rocky 2. Wow. He looks like he's written everything he's been in. Except for the one movie that he's notorious for ruining. That's Dread.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Dread is a great universe, and Carl Urban reprised that pretty well, I'll say.
I have not seen that one.
That's
Well, I haven't
we
seen
watched
either,
that
honestly.
one, right? Yeah,
Mhm.
it's
With
really
Lena
good.
Headey.
Anyway,
Oh,
I
yeah, it's
just
really good.
a lot of I don't know if you want to hate him, that's fine, but I respect him because he's not just an actor. He has done behind the camera, in the writing room, all that crap.
I just wonder if it's too late for me to see Rambos.
You say that often about movies.
They're
It's
old
too late.
action.
It's too
They're
late.
old action.
Yes, but again, if you appreciate them for the time they came out, you cannot hold 30-year-old movies to the same standard as you would to a movie that came out in 2019.
Unless you consider it timeless.
Okay.
I'm sorry. When we watched Halloween
Less
for the
than
first
1% of movies are timeless.
I could go on about those.
And you saying that a movie is timeless is really up to your own
That's very
opinion.
true.
Exactly.
So you'll never consider them timeless unless you really already like them.
Or I gain a liking to them. Are you saying that I'm immediately going to hate them because I watch them? Is that what you're saying here?
Like what?
Like any of them. Any Sylvester Stallone
Yeah.
quadrilogies that have come
probably.
out.
Because like you were starting to say it, Halloween.
Me?
The original Halloween. Alex, you started to
Yes.
say it.
I did.
Horrible.
I said I cannot appreciate. It's very difficult to appreciate it for when it came out because I wasn't alive when it came out.
Okay, but you understand the evolution of filmmaking
Yes,
from the 70s to now.
I understand the evolution of it, but I thought it was cheesy AF.
Of
course it was.
I know, I get
Brett,
it.
you
I
defend
get
people
it.
more than they get credit for.
I get it. We're done. I get it. Our kids are gonna have the same argument with us about John Wick.
You know,
okay?
I saw an interesting meme,
Sonic.
and it was 80s action stars, and it was Stallone, Schwarzenegger, Van Damme, and
Bruce Willis.
no, it was someone else.
Jackie
then-
Chan.
No,
Jackie
it
Chan.
wasn't. But
Aw.
the next one, then below it was today's superheroes or action heroes, and it was Tom Holland, Ruffalo, and what the hell is his name? Robert Downey Jr. and someone else. And I'm
Mhm.
just like, there's a major difference
No.
in just
There's
a
superheroes
a
and then
picture
yeah.
or the image that they portray.
yeah.
First of all, you could list off your 80s stars, your 90s stars, your 2000s, and your 2010s actions, and then you can compare them all to what they are.
Okay,
I mean, Robert Downey Jr., I don't consider an action star.
so
Not
he
really.
wasn't
What is he
in
then?
15 action movies. You don't consider the Marvel movies?
You
action?
saw his face in CGI. I don't really consider
Well, I guess there is a difference between like if you compare a Rambo movie to
Iron Man.
Iron Man.
It's different. If you,
So
let's
what
hold
are
on.
the Marvel movies considered then?
I consider those sci-fi fantasy.
Okay.
I'd put him more in sci-fi fantasy. Actually, I'm going to side with Josh on this one. It's not action. There's John Wick.
John Wick
action.
is an action.
John Wick is action. Marvel movies are sci-fi fantasy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you
That's what
agree?
I honestly don't know what I would categorize them.
Right. But I'm saying like Keanu Reeves' action would be comparable to the action stars.
Well,
I'm just saying.
yeah.
I'm giving that
He would
comparison.
be in the action
Something where you
category.
see the entire actor doing what they're doing. Tom Cruise would be considered today's action star.
Yes.
I'm saying that. I'm not. I'm
Mhm.
like. I'm talking like people who are in CGI things like Mark Ruffalo. I do not consider an action star.
Yeah, he's
well, I think that was the point
of the
this
comparison.
meme is
yes.
it's
The action stars of
very,
today are-
very different.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, we done
we
with
had
our
a very
argument?
civilized argument there.
Are there? Okay, what are we getting now?
Jurassic Park, because I don't know anything about this. You had something too, Brett?
Mm-hmm,
Yeah,
well,
I don't
we'll
know.
see. We'll see here.
I don't know what. I've never heard anything about Jurassic Park in the news lately.
Okay, just because I'm really stupid. Who's Bryce Dallas Howard?
Oh my god.
She's the redhead in the latest two.
Okay. All right. So apparently she teased that the original cast is going to return for Jurassic World 3.
Well, half of them are dead.
The original cast.
Okay,
you got
well-
Ellie Settler, Jeff Goldblum's character, Ian Malcolm, and you got
I would assume you meant half of the surviving cast.
Well,
Brett. Come on,
Brett,
this
really?
isn't Star Wars where they can come back as
Oh, shit.
forest ghosts.
So, in the next Jurassic
she
Park?
said that she would. She remained cryptic on if she would be working with the original stars Sam Neill, Lauren Dern, and Jeff
Laura.
Laura Dern and Jeff
Lauren.
Goldblum. But the excitement is clear in her face, and she gives a strong hint that they will return.
Strong hint.
Yeah.
That's hinting. I mean, that's rumor wise, but
But whether it's rumor or not, I wanted to know what your thoughts are on the new, if they were to return in it.
I would always welcome Sam Neill back, always, and Goldblum.
right.
But
Honestly,
Laura
I feel
Dern would be fine too.
when I don't
Anytime an original actor comes back, I really like.
it feels empty without them. Really, if you
Yeah.
watch Jurassic World 1 and 2,
One did fine on its own. I
it
think.
definitely was fine. But it's like you start to realize, this really is another generation.
But that's because Wu was there.
Well, you're right. Jurassic World is the next generation, and when you have characters from the previous generation come back, especially when we're tied to the previous generation,
But there's
it's
that,
always fun.
and they do mention though, referring back to the old movies in
Mhm.
these new movies. So it's not like they're in a different universe where they don't exist. So
Well-
it would be a good thing, I think, to see them pop
Didn't
up
we just
in
say
another one.
that?
That's what
Don't
I'm trying.
we agree?
Yes, I think so. That's what
I agree.
I'm wondering if that's Universal just pulling as many strings as they can to
Well,
get this franchise back on
'cause
track.
Fallen Kingdom was garbage.
I think they've seen it. I couldn't speak for sales. I never looked up sales of Fallen Kingdom, but
Well, I mean,
Oh.
I'm sure it did fine and made a profit, but they gotta come up with something
I
different.
can't. Was Fallen Kingdom on that top list? I don't remember if you.
don't-
I know
oh, shoot.
Jurassic World was.
I don't
one of the
think
Jurassic
no,
Parks was.
I think it was. I think it was lower on the list, but I think it was.
Were both of them?
I know the Jurassic World definitely was. It was in the top 5.
Then Fallen Kingdom wasn't, because there's no way Fallen Kingdom could have gotten better than the.
I don't think
original.
it did better, but I don't know if it made the
Reboot.
list or not, but it definitely made a lot of money.
Yeah.
What else did you have about Jurassic Park?
So I had the Sci-Fi Channel on yesterday, just as I was doing chores in the house, cleaning and stuff, and Jurassic Park and In a Lost World started.
Nice.
And they did the scene where the little girl gets hurt on the beach.
Yeah.
And every time I've watched The Lost World, it goes from the mom screaming
yeah,
to
Jeff
Goldblum.
Mhm.
There was a scene in between that.
Oh, is it
of-
the press conference?
No, it was like a
Boardroom.
boardroom meeting.
That's a deleted scene.
Yeah, and I didn't have any idea there was deleted scenes.
There are 2 deleted scenes in Jurassic Park or
I've never
Lost
seen that.
World.
What's the other one?
The other one, I believe. Oh my gosh, there's 2 of them. Gosh, it's another one on the mainland, I think.
I've never seen that.
Mm-hmm.
So
I
the
just have the
That was
music.
on TV?
scene,
TV?
it was on TV. The deleted scene I saw was the Ludlow, who's basically explains the whole thing about how they took power of InGen away from John Hammond because they were facing multi-million-dollar lawsuits from the families of
Mm-hmm.
some of the characters that died in
okay.
Jurassic Park.
You want to know what the other one is?
What?
The other one is you're meeting RJ and
Ajay.
Ajay.
Is it Ajay?
Ajay.
I thought it was just his accent.
AJAY. Yeah. I
Oh.
thought so too, but then on the subtitles it actually says
Ajay.
or spells it out, obviously. But
Yeah, and the other guy, I have Richard
Roland.
Roland. Yes,
Roland.
thank you. Both of them meeting together. It's Ajay telling him about how much money they want to give them for going to.
I think I have seen
I've
that
not
one,
seen
Mhm.
that.
but I've never seen the first one. And
you basically see him. He doesn't care about money, and
he's a hunter.
It's a great character. Like,
He's-
I want that character.
Yeah, he's a cool. That's a cool character.
He was a
and
great actor.
He literally, when he's walking with Vince Vaughn, and he's like, "I just wanted to hunt a T-Rex. That's my feat." Or no, he says it in the drive. He's
yeah.
like, "My feat. You can keep it. I just want a chance to hunt a male T-Rex because I'm the best hunter in the world." Basically, is what he's saying.
Yeah,
Pete.
because I'm alpha.
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna slaughter.
Pete Pom.
No,
Does it start with a P?
Oh my
it
god.
does.
Powder. Say it.
Postal Waith.
Postal Waith. Yeah,
I think you weren't even close.
Postal Waith.
I knew it started with a
Alex,
P.
you want to try that?
Postal Waith. Maybe.
Postal ways.
Pom pom pom.
Bum bum.
Camouflage.
Today,
Do you
Junior.
remember that camouflage?
No.
Small soldiers.
Yeah, I know.
Oh,
I know
don't
small
know.
soldiers.
It's
Um,
been a while.
What these guys are soldiers, and what do soldiers need?
Oh yeah, hats.
Oh.
Camouflage.
Camouflage.
Miss Teagle. Enemies, sir.
You guys,
Love that
you
movie.
guys are funny.
It's not a good movie, but it's fun.
I love how you
Okay.
just said, just like, it's
It's
not
a
a
good
movie.
movie. I understand.
But it's still
that.
fun.
It's a fun movie.
It's terrible CGI at the
Yeah,
time too.
especially when you watch it in HD.
Yeah.
Real bad.
Oh. Ugh. So the other movie news that I had was Sonic, and we probably you might have talked about this, Brett.
Just that they're delaying it.
They're
to
delaying
get-
it.
Yeah, we talked about it last
You
week.
did?
Yeah.
Okay, I missed that. Yeah, I guess we can move on.
We can
from
move on.
there
They're
then.
delaying it because they're redoing it.
They're redoing Sonic.
So I had mentioned last week, and I'll just say this briefly, is that I assumed that they were so worried about the revenue, about angering the people that will go see this movie so much that they were not going to make any profit on it. So they thought, well, our 80% of our audience hates how he looks. So in order to get them to the theater, we need to redesign him so we make money on this movie.
What if they
I
hate
don't
him the second
who
time?
the fuck designed him? He looks horrible.
He looks like a
It's
real hedgehog.
2019.
That's beside the point.
I'm not even a Sonic fan, and I was like, the movie looks great, but he looks horrible.
Yeah. So I just wanted to state, what if it sucks? What if the remake sucks?
I think it will.
Yeah. Well, you talking about the movie?
Yeah.
I don't think the movie's gonna be bad. I mean,
It looks interesting.
if they follow some of the story of Sonic, which they don't really need, they can
You
make
need
their
to
own.
remember that it's a video game movie.
Yep.
Detective Pikachu
That was great.
did just fine.
Mm-hmm. That was a great movie.
That's probably the best
So
reviewed
you
video
think
game
because
movie.
that one's good, the rest of video game
No, I'm
movies for
saying
time
they're
are going to be
paving
good?
the way for video game movies to follow source material.
Having one is not paving the way. Have they opened
We've
the
had
gate? Maybe.
one successor.
Thank you. Oh, paving the gate. The gate. Paving the gate. Open
Paving
the gate.
That's the title. Paving the gate.
Paving the gate. Okay.
Let's talk about E3, guys.
Yes.
E3 is next week. This weekend, actually. Starts on Saturday. We want to watch Microsoft with you, Brett.
Yeah, and I think that's the only thing that I care about this year.
You say that. I think that, Bethesda might have some good announcements. Ubisoft has a lot. They're talking maybe there's a rumor of the
for me-
next Watch Dogs.
It's if I don't hear what I want to hear, and you know what I want to hear, then it's just going to piss me off.
You sound like a 3-year-old right there. If I don't hear what I want to hear, then I'm going to get pissed off. I'm going to throw my controller.
Gonna tweet about it.
I'd go tweet about it.
Well, when you said we need to do E3 predictions, I'm going to predict that E3 is going to piss me off.
You've been waiting, 10 years for your damn Splinter Cell?
13, so almost
That's a
16.
long
That's a
time
long
to wait
I
for
don't
a
think
sequel.
It's coming.
So you remember, was it last year that Walmart accidentally released game
Mhm.
stuff on their website? Well, there was a Splinter Cell game in that bunch of games, and
Yeah.
every other game in that list has been announced or has come out. Splinter Cell
They
is
haven't
the
denied
only
it?
one.
I mean, Ubisoft.
No,
has-
they haven't said anything. And all they've done is put Sam Fisher in a Ghost Recon Wildlands DLC.
And I think that they're just throwing away a franchise there by not bringing anything out. I've played a little bit of Future Soldier and Advanced Warfighter as well. I've played both.
That's Ghost Recon.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I was mixing that up with Splinter Cell. I've tried Splinter Cell.
Oh, are you sure?
Yes.
Which one?
Chaos Theory.
Okay.
I tested it. That was on the 360, correct? Or the original
It was
Xbox?
on the original Xbox
Yes.
and PS2.
Yes. I tried Chaos Theory. Jeez, Alex.
What'd you think of it?
Fun, I mean, the stealth is great. I mean, I
It's-
like the stealth.
That's the problem though, is stealth genre is very niche, and
Mhm.
if they think they can't make big sales, I don't know what their strategy is with this, because they tried to go full on action and conviction, and it didn't do as well. And then they gave you the option, either do it completely stealth or you can go full out action in Blacklist, and people liked
Oh,
it.
yeah,
But
Blacklist.
I think the sting of not having Michael Ironside voice Sam Fisher really rubbed people the wrong way. That's why
Mhm.
they brought him back. But it did come out last year that he had some health issues, which I think they're hiding behind, because before they didn't say that when they announced that the other guy was going to do his voice. They used mocap, and they wanted a younger guy. They wanted the guy doing the voice doing the mocap, and Michael Ironside was in his 50s, and they're
Mhm.
like, he just can't do that kind of stuff.
I know him.
Michael Ironside? He's
Yeah.
been in stuff.
Is he an actual actor?
He was in Terminator Salvation. He hasn't done any
Yeah.
huge parts, but
He's in
Um,
Total Recall, Top Gun, Starship Troopers. That's where I know him. Starship Troopers. He's the teacher.
Mhm.
The guy without a hand.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep. So your prediction? Splinter Cell.
that's the one that I just, they've also, well, I don't know if I said it on the show, but one major seasoned developer for Ubisoft actually tweeted on a drunken night that he's working on the next Splinter Cell and he can't wait for E3, and then it was taken down and Ubisoft said, "Oh, he was joking."
Oh, well, okay, so you don't have to get mad now.
So most likely it's going to be announced.
And that's the end of our E3 conference. Son of a bitch!
Can you do the Oh, you can't hear it on the
you can't
YouTube,
get me
but
one video.
Well, at the same time, Ubisoft, you said Watch Dogs,
uh-huh.
and they got Ghost Recon Breakpoint coming out. So
We know about that too.
I don't know
I think there'll be a trailer
for what.
for Splinter Cell. I think there'll be an
I'm
announcement.
with you, Brett.
I'm hoping
I'm
for
hoping
you.
for you.
I want you to be excited
You know
about
what?
something again.
You know what? Let's we should do like at Splinter Cell for Brett, please.
For Brett. Hashtag for Brett.
Hashtag for
Well,
Brett.
I am the only one
Make
of
Brett happy
my
again.
gaming friends, acquaintances, whatever you call them, that even likes Splinter Cell. So I have nobody to talk to about Splinter Cell.
You can talk
I'm
to
sure
us.
that there is a.
Yeah,
We'll
but
listen.
You haven't played
haven't
them, and
played
you aren't
it.
as invested in them.
I haven't
as
gotten
I have.
invested in them.
Yes.
I've
But
tried
I'm sure
them.
there is a
Tried
community
one.
out there
Well,
because
I'm sure there
if
is,
there's
but
not, then there's no
I'm
game.
not going to talk to strangers.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay. Well, can we talk about?
I got a prediction.
Okay.
Go.
I have a prediction that Xbox Game Pass will be announced for the Switch officially, and Master Chief will be added to the Smash Brothers roster. During the same announcement.
That's pretty
for
big.
fall of
prediction.
2019. It's not.
Actually, it's not really not. It's not.
It's actually not. That's something I could really see happening.
When did the last Xbox come out?
2013.
Okay, so am I wrong to say that I think they're gonna announce a new console?
They've
No.
already announced a new console.
Well, they haven't officially.
They haven't officially. I thought it
They
was.
might do an unveiling maybe.
Oh.
Maybe
Because it's got a code name.
What is it?
It's either Scarlet or Anaconda.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Because they refer to that on Unlocked, which is the Xbox podcast that I listen to.
Mm-hmm.
Well, okay. I believe that there's going to be a new, fully put together, announced one with playable.
Demo.
I
Demo.
disagree, and I'll tell you why.
Why?
Because they'll do their own show for that, like they did for the Xbox One.
You don't think there'll be an announcement at all? No.
Nothing. What about? There's been rumors about the cloud.
They might get into whatever they're doing with the Switch and stuff. But you
Mhm.
got to remember that while, yes, E3 is a big thing, if they can just if companies can just do a press release in their own window,
Yeah.
it gets a lot more attention.
I think GDC gets more, and not Comic Con. gosh, I can't think. I'm blanking right now of the other conference, a gaming conference, PAX.
PAX. There
Packs.
you go.
Mhm.
Plus, I think E3 is a lot more about games
Yeah.
than hardware.
Mm-hmm.
And I
Well,
think
I think it should be both.
in the past it's
Used to
been
be.
about hardware, and it's kind of gone. They've had backlash from it.
That's all.
Right.
All my predictions. I mean, like gaming, I'm not really sure of, but like I'm predicting consoles and demos, and I know there was rumors of like the Xbox Cloud for storage.
There's already a thing.
What are you talking about? There's already a thing.
They're
Talking about cloud
for
gaming.
game saves.
No. I'm talking about like there was an article that I read saying that there might be like Xbox's own like
Yeah.
cloud
That's
storage.
that direct.
Yeah.
Whatever it's called.
Yeah. DirectX.
Are you saying it's already out?
No.
Oh.
But they've talked about it.
Oh, fine. Well, I'm just not going to talk about any of my
No.
predictions.
You're right. You're right. That's fine. That's fine.
Then-
Okay, well, maybe they'll be like, okay, here's the release.
The next step in gaming is cloud-based gaming.
It is.
And that's what the Google thing is, right?
Stadia. Yes.
Yeah.
Stadia. Yeah,
They're
we talked
announcing
about Stadia.
Stadia is actually being announced its price this week too. I don't know if you knew about that.
I
Nope.
didn't.
Yeah. Do you have another prediction, Brett?
I don't. It's kind of an easy one, but they gotta have some kind of details on Halo Infinite.
Fuck you, Brett. Damn it. I was
That's-
just about to talk about that.
That's an easy one.
I
though,
know,
because
will-
but
they haven't said shit about it yet.
I wanted to say it.
I think they're gonna do a full release date. They're gonna also
Demo.
do a
Demo, walkthrough,
Gameplay.
gameplay.
maybe a gameplay. They have to. They have to. Do
It may not. It may be a trailer, but it needs to be in-game footage.
you think spring next year release 2020?
I don't know because they've always had fall for Halo.
They don't really have anything released this fall
Gears.
coming.
Well,
they
okay,
have a
here's
full
the deal.
date.
They haven't
this-
actually
this
said
is
which
what
I'm
I-
sure we'll get, but it has to be because they have to have an exclusive this year.
Couple.
On
Maybe.
the topic of Halo,
Yeah.
what I want at E3.
This is like you're hoping.
No, I want this.
If you say, "Get it now," I'm gonna hit you.
It's gonna be.
This is what it's going to be. This is going to be. Wait, what?
You know, I'm not actually gonna hit you, but every time you say they're gonna say it's available now, you're
Yes, I'm
wrong
gonna
every
make that.
time.
Yep, I'm gonna make it right now. They're
Every
gonna
time
say,
you're wrong.
Reach is now available on the Master Chief Collection. Go play it.
For the
Reach.
one, I could see that.
Reach. Okay, I thought you meant
My
Halo.
prediction.
I thought you meant Halo Infinite.
And it's available now. Woo!
I
Finally.
could see Reach being
if
a thing.
Well, I shouldn't say if. I would tend to think if Halo Infinite is not coming this year, which most likely it is not, they won't use Reach until the holiday season.
Yeah, it'd be really crappy for Microsoft to announce a core title.
I didn't think about that.
It's really hard to say what they're going to do because right now they're playing with fire with everything.
Their last
Not necessarily fire.
Their
but-
last exclusive was Halo.
No.
Not Halo. Horizon.
No.
Forza Horizon. I was trying to say.
Crackdown.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yep.
It's
And then
just everybody forgot about it.
it
wasn't good.
I got a prediction. I'm gonna predict that Nintendo unveils more VR titles, hardcore like Metroid Prime and Pokemon Snap.
I didn't even freaking think about VR. Dang
for
it.
for
Nobody else does
Nintendo's
either.
VR. I've been thinking about picking it up. It just got a full support of VR for Super Smash Brothers. So
Which Josh said it's just. I was like, how the hell is that going to work out? And he's like, it's just gonna be 3D.
and I don't know anything about it. I haven't seen a demo for it. I can't speak.
They
to
really
that.
have to sell that one to me.
What do you think they're trying to do with all their marketing, Alex?
I said they really have to try, not they have to try. Okay. So I put Death Stranding on my list, even though that you know they
So
put.
Don't
Wait,
even.
wait,
No.
wait, wait,
It
wait.
won't.
Wait,
It's
wait.
not going to be there.
Oh wait, because PlayStation's not.
Sony's
or
not
going to
be there at all.
Damn it! All right, because I was just. I'm going to say it anyways. I was going to be like, it's more of a joke. Even though they just released like 5 minutes of gameplay, 9 minutes of gameplay and
Yeah.
walkthrough and all this other stuff. My prediction was going to be, we're finally going to know what Death Stranding's about. Because I still don't know what it's
We watched
about.
the trailer.
So sick of this game.
Me too.
Me too, because it's been teased for like 3 years.
At least.
And no one knows anything.
No one
about
knows
it.
anything about it.
Yeah.
Do you have any others, Brett?
this one is a stealing, and it's more like I'd kind of like to see it, but I picked this up. I guess I kind of forgot about it, but there's been talk, and maybe it was more of a I wish, but I kind of want them to reboot Saints Row as a more serious franchise. Because Saints Row, the further it went, the goofier it got.
That's true.
And my favorite Saints Row is Saints Row 2 because it was still fairly serious. And Saints Row 3 got a little sillier, and Saints Row 4 I didn't even touch because it was ridiculous.
Yeah.
But I want to see them bring that back as something like Saints Row is all about street gangs.
That's what I thought. It was the street
And-
gang thing, right?
Yeah.
I played
and-
3.
Yeah. 3 was good,
Uh-huh.
but I want it to be.
Couldn't take it seriously
No, you
because
really
the dildo
can't.
bat.
Yeah. That's where it started to go. It's like they're not GTA. I mean, GTA can be very serious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Saints Row, as
Why were they thinking that? Why didn't they?
maybe they didn't want to be seen as serious. They wanted it to be a fun kind of thing, and that's why I think they try again. And I kind of mirror it with the Call of Duty. Have you seen the trailer for Modern
Can we
Warfare?
talk about Call of Duty
Whew.
a little bit after our E3 predictions?
Sure.
I've got a couple other things to say.
Go ahead.
Alex is getting angsty.
I want to talk.
Go ahead.
I want to go back and refine my Halo prediction. So, as a tab underneath the prediction I just predicted, they will announce the date for the Master Chief Collection to PC
Probably, yeah.
today.
No.
Won't be today.
Well, I mean, PC is being released in sections. They're doing it as per game. They're doing it like per update.
Oh, okay. So that's what they're gonna do. They're gonna be like, Reach is available today and on PC.
Why do you think it's going to be today?
Because it's a great
Because
drop.
it's a great drop. It should be like, mic drop. It's available today. Go play.
Do you know how often that actually happens, though?
Dude, it happened to Unravel, and I was like,
Unravel 2,
"What?"
right?
Yeah. I couldn't believe it. I didn't even know it was coming out. I didn't even know it was in development.
Uh-huh.
Bye bye.
It's okay. I got it up, Alex. Her phone just died. So one more title, one more thing that I'm hoping for. Hey, let's get back
rejoin
here,
us.
Alex. You okay?
Focus.
Your phone just died. It's fine.
Focus.
It's funny.
I'm hoping for a Valve third title, please.
Oh my god.
I've given up on what type. I mean, give us Team
Josh.
Fortress 3, Portal 3, Left 4 Dead 3, Half-Life 3 is not happening
Okay,
ever again.
Left 4
Never.
Dead 3. I'm not. All right. I put it on my list as a hope.
That's what I'm hoping for.
I know.
That's
but
a wish list. Like no freaking way.
It's not gonna happen.
They wouldn't even do it at E3. There's no way Valve would do it there. They don't even care about E3. Not since Left 4 Dead 2.
Yep.
Maybe even Portal 2. So that's all I really had to talk about with E3.
Let's talk Call of Duty.
Yeah. So Modern Warfare, the worst kept secret of all
Worst
gaming.
kept secret.
They just can't keep a secret. No one can.
They don't want to because they want people talking about it.
Have you read into the model that they're doing with this and the way it looks? Just, I mean,
Well,
let's talk about one thing at a time here.
I've just seen the trailer.
Yeah,
Did
I'll
they-
talk about the rest of the
There's
specs
gonna be
of
a
it.
Gears of War 5 in there.
He said that.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
That's going to come out this fall.
Okay. Never mind.
So the look,
It looks incredible.
and it's in-game footage.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
First of all, they're rebooting the series.
Mhm.
And do you know who that was, right?
Price.
Right.
But Alex doesn't have any attachment to that. He was a big character in the Modern
Oh.
Warfare
Big.
series.
Okay.
But I mean, what I thought was Activision shot themselves in the foot, but they kind of didn't. They leaked everything prior to the announcement already. The title, the release date, the box art, everything.
Well, I think that was on purpose.
Yeah, because they.
And
I don't know.
because it's Modern Warfare,
Mm-hmm.
they that's, I don't know about numbers wise if it's the best, but Modern Warfare, once it went to Call of Duty Modern Warfare, it just the Call of Duty just exploded. It was already
Right.
big, and then it just went to another level.
Yeah.
And I'm considering getting it, and I haven't bought a Call of Duty game
Really.
in years.
We're getting it.
I know you will,
Yeah,
but you buy it every year.
but
Well,
Have
you
you-
didn't. Well, you buy the Black Ops. You didn't
Okay,
buy
I-
World War II.
No,
or
but
Infinite or Advanced.
we didn't do Advanced. We rented Advanced Warfare, and I flushed it
Garbage.
down the toilet.
Yeah. So they got rid of the numbers, and I'm
Yep.
okay with the
Yep.
reboot. Do you know why they rebooted it?
Well, the cynical
That was my
me
first
says they're
question.
out of ideas.
Yes.
Yes.
They already dropped the nuke.
Yep.
They couldn't
Yeah.
go anywhere with the series. They have to reboot it. They have
Mhm.
to restart.
I'm okay with that.
I'm yeah, great. No DLC. No DLC whatsoever. Like you're no paid DLC.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
there
the
won't be,
packs.
are you
There
saying?
will
yeah,
not
there's
be.
not going to be any packs.
I tell you,
No DLC packs.
I should say I'm thinking of getting this if there's a campaign. I don't know how you have a modern warfare without a campaign because
Well, I think the trailer pretty much showed that it's going
Well,
to be a campaign.
yes, but they haven't confirmed
Now, Brett,
Mhm.
if you have buddies that play on PlayStation, they can play with you.
cross whatever.
Cross-platform play.
That's fine, but you know me, I don't play multiplayer.
But there will be co-op. Spec Ops.
So the Spec Ops, that was the other thing. I hope they bring that back. And we talked about that. Dalen and Dylan and I talked about that last week. The Spec Ops was really fun. I
Mhm.
didn't care so much for the zombies of Black Ops, but the Spec Ops from Modern Warfare 2, that was really fun.
Now the editions, there are going to be there's a standard edition, which is just $60. You can get that anywhere. And then they're going to have a precision edition, which is $100. You can only get it at GameStop. It comes with a steel book and additional in-game content, which is just skin packs and looks like stuff for Black Ops 4. And then there's the Operator edition, which is $79.99, which comes with custom in-game tactical knife. This is some of the stuff goes into the higher up one as well. All grilled up operator, just some operator packs which give you skins, and that's about it. Digital content, and they're not doing a DLC like season pass or anything. That's great. That should make you happy, Brett. Out of all the people you were griping about DLC in a sense, like loot box, and not really griping. It's a way of gaining income.
It's revenue. It's a
Revenue.
revenue driver, yeah.
Yeah, but it looks great. I'm really excited for Modern Warfare, and October 25th
Yeah.
when it comes out.
Yeah.
It's our
So, I
anniversary.
mean-
I didn't want to mess it up. Is that our anniversary?
Honestly, the fall for me, you got Ghost Recon Breakpoint, you got Gears 5, which I don't have to buy, and Modern Warfare now.
Mm-hmm. Now that all depends on if there's going to be a Halo.
Will there be a
95%
there will be Reach.
chance there's no Halo this fall.
But there will be Reach.
Well, there
will be
There's
Reach.
no new Halo.
We're
this
going to play Firefight with you, Brett.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
Don't
Yeah.
forget Reach.
Don't forget Reach. Never forget.
Never forget Reach.
I think it's time we got out of here.
Yeah, we gotta go.
Yeah. Do you guys have anything else you want to talk about right before we get out?
No.
Nothing
Today.
really. Today?
That's my prediction. That's what they're gonna say. And it's available today.
It's available today.
Holy shit!
How do you get to comments, Alex? I can't get to the. Oh, is that on? Okay.
Okay.
Well, just plug your Twitch, Alex, and then I'll do the standard plug. so.
Hey, if you would like to watch me game or possibly game with me or just chat with me while I'm gaming, I'm on Twitch, which is twitch.tv/cute_kitty, KUTEKITTI. I stream on Sunday, Tuesday, Friday, and Saturdays.
Yes.
There you go.
Yeah. Latest
Oh,
highlight.
I did have my my best Call of Duty game ever. It's amazing. I do have clips on all my social media from it, so it was amazing.
It was a really good time.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so without further ado, it is time to plug it in. So we just want to thank you guys for joining us on our audio and our video platforms. We are on over 15 different apps, guys, so seriously search us. We are on SoundCloud, iTunes, Spreaker, iHeartRadio, and Spotify. Rate us on iTunes if you can. Give us some reviews. We have some positive, glowing reviews on there. Just looked at them the other day. We thank you guys for that. If you want to catch us live on our YouTube, we are live here at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every Monday, and you can just chime in with us during our podcast live. So there's nothing better than watching a live podcast, unless.
We like getting everyone involved.
Yeah, and the comments. We thank you guys for doing that. Shout out to those who have joined us today and given us insight on what we've talked about and yelling at me for disliking John Wick. I understand. I'll give it a second chance. Fine. I was tired too. We went at 10:40.
PM?
Yes.
Why?
Because it was the only showing we could do before the podcast.
Oh.
Yeah,
Mhm.
we ran out of time yesterday. We just had a lot going on. We're busy on the weekends. We're not just playing video games. If you want to catch us live on our social media apps, we are there every Monday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where you can chime in to our precast meeting, which is our pre-podcast meeting. So on there, you can just see what we have ready for the show. We'll announce what we already have, and you can chime in and give us topics as well. So make sure you join us every Monday at 6 p.m. on our social media. If you want to follow us on our Facebook, which is facebook.com/PTOUnlimited. Instagram is PTOUnlimited_podcast. And we are on Twitter, which is at PTOUnlimited. So those are our social media links. If you want to follow me on Twitter, I am at Lemke619.
Brett_Wings.
Cute_kitty.
I had that on my head.
Yeah, you did. Good job.
Been doing
Can I-
it for
can I
3
have a
years,
final
2
note?
years.
Sure.
What?
I tried a new drink.
Go ahead.
It's called a Moscow Mule.
Oh,
Oh,
I've
yeah,
had
we
one of those.
We
You
went
had
out.
one?
We went
Did you
out
have it
Friday
in the
night.
copper mug?
I did. It was a nice copper mug. Yeah.
It's okay.
Oh, I liked
ginger
it.
beer, lime, and vodka.
Ginger beer, yep.
Yeah.
It
You
was
don't-
really
Do you like
good.
ginger ale?
Yeah, it's fine.
Alex doesn't like
I
it.
don't really like ginger ale, but I really like that ginger beer, vodka, and lime.
Yeah.
It's pretty darn good. I had 3 of them.
I had a final note, and I don't remember what it was, so we'll just use that.
Oh, all right. Go try a Moscow Mule.
I
They're
hope you enjoy your car this summer, Brett. We'll
I
eventually
will.
ride into it.
Well, I hope so. Oh, we should watch E3 Microsoft at my house so you can help me take out that chair.
Okay.
Okay.
Alex is gonna do a earlier.
And you literally haven't been to my apartment since October.
No, we haven't. Oh,
No,
Alex is gonna
probably
do an earlier stream on Sunday. We already talked about
Yeah,
it. So
I'll put out a
that
tweet.
way it won't coincide with our E3
What
watching.
time is E3?
4.
Maybe we'll go live. What do you think? Just like have the camera out there, and then when people can
That's
We-
dumb. But,
whatever. Fuck it. We'll go live.
um,
We're doing it live.
I think it's at 4.
and I've said this, I think, on the
3:30.
precast, but Saturday is the Belmont.
Mm-hmm.
So,
We have our Dachshund
and
race.
I remember last year it was the same day as the Dachshund race.
And it's gonna be at 2:00 for Layla's race. So
Yep.
as long as the race isn't around that. All right. Well, it's time we got out of here, guys. Thanks for joining us. We'll catch you next week for episode 164. Bye, guys.
Bye.